All right, so it is December 19th, early morning. Just finished doing some recording. Hopefully I can show some of that too in the near future. Sitting in my stairwell, and I was thinking, so I believe it was 2 days ago, I got a fan message, and if you listen to the story, you know who you are. It was a really awesome message. But it opened up, and it was asking, said, hey, I really don't mean to be rude, but is this AI generated music? And at first you're sitting there going like, it's like, really? It's not whatever. But the more I thought about it, first of all, I always like people reaching out, and it was actually a really nice conversation to be able to have. And at the end, they were like, oh, there's like a real person behind it. Like, that's crazy. And then we started connecting on stuff to where it's because we're both musicians starting out. And that kind of got me thinking, there's been a lot of comments about, is Red AI? Is there any artificial stuff going on within Red and Summer? And the answer is no. The reason it seems artificial is because of the presence online. And I think, it's a good reaction to say, I don't want to listen to artificial music, because what's the point of music? The point of music is to have some sort of connection. You can basically get all of the world's music now for free, so it's not like you can make a career as quickly as you could 20, 30 years ago, but you can still have a pretty good career doing music. And definitely, now Red, this is the end of the second year of Red. The first year was getting the ground running, and it was all right. It was an uphill battle. I only had 7 songs at that point. They weren't really great, but they had character, which I think that's what connected with most people. And I think that by virtue of them being home produced and being rougher, they stood out against AI music. It obviously wasn't AI because it wasn't perfect music, but there was character that was coming through. It was my voice, it was my passion coming through the music. And I think that if you were around there at that point in time, that's what the selling point was. Now the production quality is getting a lot better. It's getting a lot better, and it's sounding a lot more polished. But then the question is is it too polished, or is there something else going on? Now I'm about 15 songs in so far in the last 2 years, and every song I've tried to make it sound better and sound better and sound better. And the way that I've presented it is kind of modeling off of some of my favorite bands that I've seen, but that are more mainstream. The point I'm making is there's really not that big of a difference between AI music and really, really mainstream bands, especially big pop acts, but even mainstream within metal, within alternative metal, the gent community specifically, because there's this presumption of look how great I am, or look how perfect this is. Perfection is being chased in the art. And I think what really signals AI a lot in times these music and any sort of songs that you're listening to are that it sounds polished. And if it sounds too polished, if it doesn't have the right character, and if there's a lack of transparency. So, for me, I'm one person, so I finally got a good camera setup that I'm doing. I'm trying to find a video card to do my streaming. And I also work really crazy hours. I work 12 to 18 hours a day sometimes. So all musicians have to have another job. I don't think there's really anyone that just lives off of royalties. Even if you think about the top musicians, their lifestyles, they've inflated their lifestyles, but still they're not living just off of royalties. So most musicians' side jobs are touring. And for me, I always wanted to be an artist. I never wanted to be an entertainer. And I've done my fair share of playing shows too. And that doesn't mean I won't play in the future, because hopefully Red in Summer, I can play some live streams, and something that, is art, more art than entertainment. And I think that the large selling point of why I've been very fortunate to have the small to medium-sized audience is that you guys are awesome, number one. And number two, that I'm creating art, I'm not creating entertainment. And I think if you're trying to find a reason of why should I listen to Red, what makes Red special versus other bands that may sound better, may be different, maybe more established, that's closer to AI than what this is. Starting off, I wasn't afraid to put out something that maybe not everybody liked. I'm not afraid to take chances on things that maybe don't perform very well. And I don't need everything to be perfect. I want to express art. Going forward, I'm trying, finally I have the ability to produce songs cheaply, in mass, which is good, and at a really high quality that I am confident with. So next year, there's going to be a lot of stuff coming out. So what makes it different than just pushing out AI tracks? They're not going to be perfect. They're going to be art, and there's a message behind them. And part of that too is it's rarely the case, for me at least, that I've ever listened to a song and not tried to see who the artist was, which if you try to see who Red is, besides the Patreon, there's really nothing online, which will be changing soon, especially with stuff like this. But whenever you really look into why do you like a song, it's like looking at a painting. You think about how the painter put their thoughts onto a canvas and what it's representing. And not only what is it representing, but the emotion between it. Music is really unique because there's never really, I have the first waveform like you'd have with a painting, and it's intangible. But hopefully, I really think that these types of things of me going through doing this, maybe showing some of the process of how it's created, the people who have kind of stuck behind at this point and everyone that's now watching this, I think what has been one of the major resonating points, at least from my perspective, has been that there's a human element to it. And I think that's Red's selling point. And going on forward, I'm going to try to do a lot more of these because I think it's how I'm human, not how I'm perfect, that has made the band very special to me. I didn't think Red would be here now. I thought it would take probably 5-6 years to reach the audience size that I have now. Who knows what's in store the next couple of years. There's highs and lows. Music's cyclical. There's no such thing as a straight rise. So it's been really good. So it's probably going to have to come down soon. But to get through those periods, it's not about how many people you have. It's about who you have. And it's been fantastic to talk to everyone. If you've left a comment, hopefully I'm able to go out and reach back out to you. If not, comment again. DM me. I'm more than happy to talk. But yeah, I think that's what separates Red from the mainstream and from AI music. And it's like, music, you're not trying to listen to what's the best music. It's not like who's the best painter. It's, I want to look at a certain painter because of the emotion. So I think these behind the scenes are going to be really interesting going forward. Hopefully I can get some shots like the studio. I'm still trying to build it right now. So try to get it all set up, but hopefully it's pretty cool. Again, thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. You might be getting this in a snippet. I don't know if it's really going to be just all on Instagram, but it's definitely going to be on Patreon.